Hello Ian, thank you for asking me to your video diaries. It's lovely to see you if it's only by video. I hope everything's going well. What we're going to talk about today, well, hopefully I won't turn it into a feature film because there's only me on the credits and that would be awful. We're talking today about the coronavirus and what it's done to Rotherham and what it's done to the country as a whole. What have we learnt from it? Well, we've learnt lots of things. I think the most important thing is how communities are so brilliant, how they come together, how they work together. They've worked with the NHS, they've worked with the council, they've worked with Voluntary Action Rotherham. We've actually pulled together. I'm so proud of Rotherham because I think we're so ahead of the game in what we do. What have I been doing? That's one of the questions you asked on your suggested questions. Well, what have I been doing? Quite a lot, actually. I found, to my surprise, that you can work from home, you can get jobs done, you can still get in touch with residents, the most vulnerable people. Obviously, I have people on a checklist. I still have surgeries, which I do from home. I'm quite amazed myself that it does work. It's not what I choose. I became a councillor because I like people. I like to be with people. I like to see people and talk to people. And that for me has been one of the hardest things about lockdown and social distancing, that we don't get that interaction. But, we never know what's around the corner. Let's hope we're all back soon, very safely, social distancing. Please remember that. One, wash your hands as well. What else have we been doing? We've been looking at different ways of working. And they're really important. I think one of the hardest things about isolation, especially working from home, is we don't really get that feeling about what's really going on. We do meetings and that, but do we really learn what's going on? The only thing I have learned is how quickly our community set about doing all this. They've got people doing prescriptions, people doing food, delivering food and hot food as well. For somebody living alone, that is the most important thing, that somebody comes to that door. The mental health aspect is horrendous. None of us have work-life balance, but for some of us it's not even a choice. You live alone at home and you don't see many people. So that was probably the most vulnerable people to us. And again, the community stepped up to the bar, delivering, identifying people. It was just amazing to watch. And what lessons did we learn from all this? Well, I think one of the biggest things is our strength in community in Rotherham has always been the biggest strength to all of us. I think we've learnt to work together quite well. I think we've got an awful lot more done because we've worked together well. And I think the thing to do here, what do we learn from all this at the end of the day? Well, quite a few things. But we're not in control. I'm afraid Corona at this point was in control, but I think we took some control back. I don't know how that will end up, but we must never forget the times we've been through. The people, how they've worked together, what worked for you, what didn't work for you. We must never lose those relationships that were built so hard. And they were always there, but now they're so strong because we need each other. And I think that's another thing we need to learn to do is accept. Accept what we can't do. Accept that we need help when we need help. It's not an easy thing for anybody to do. From Yorkshire, we don't ask for help. But I think there's times now that we need to say, actually, I do need a bit of a hand. There's nothing wrong with that. And if it keeps you going through this, let's come through the other side together. I'd like to say I'm so sorry for all the people that have lost family and members and relations and friends. We've all, not one person, I should suspect in Rotherham, doesn't know somebody. In some cases, we know a few. So to the families, I'm so sorry that this happened. There's nothing I could have done about it, but please, ask for help if you need it. It's what we're here for. There is a service you can access as well if you feel that you're struggling. Very difficult. What did I learn from lockdown? Well, I learned that I could use the computer a lot better, because if I can't talk to anybody, it's devastating for everybody, because for me personally, because I can't get the jobs done I want, I can't get things changed, and I can't help people. So technology has been really helpful to me, but for a lot of people, again, it's not an option because they don't have it. So maybe that's something we can look at after the worst is over, and then hopefully that we don't get a second wave, which we're all hoping we don't. And approval to actually let go a little bit. We all like to think we should be doing everything every day, and I'm one of them. I know most of us are, and just accept that we can only do what we can do. and just do it well as we can. So only thing I've got to say after that is don't forget the lessons we've learned. Keep working together. It's so important. We can move mountains together, as we've proved, just to keep it going. And anybody out there in any form at all, be frontline, back office, or anybody that's been in this corona journey with us, well done you. Congratulations, and well done for all the things you've done. It's so appreciated, and I know the people you've helped really appreciate as well. So just keep it going. We'll come out of this. We'll come out together on the other side. Okay, bye, Ian.